An absolute must-win for Miami Dolphins just crumbled in front of them in Houston's home, while putting them back into contention with the touchdown, two or three consecutive back-to-back interceptions to completely undo the hard work from the defense to give them a breathing chance at the playoffs. The first quarter defense, as I said, was fantastic. Mixon only had 23 yards rushing the whole game, with Stroud only throwing for 131 yards. Tua went for only 196 yards, which is insane considering he's been consistently over 300 for a while now. My man of the match is Derek Stingley, who completely locked down Hill the whole first half and only let him get 36 yards after Hill went for over 100 the game before. Stingley had two interceptions, both of the back-to-back ones I mentioned, and got a career-high game rating. He now stands fourth in the NFL for interceptions, having four in the last four games. The Texans sacked Tua three times, giving him immense pressure, which made Tua uncomfortable the entire game. The Dolphins' defense, as I said, kept the team in the match, with even more sacks at four on Stroud. It was a super messy game for both teams, as they counted for five turnovers, with the Dolphins having 80% of them with four. Even messier was the injuries from Miami. DuBose had a super scary injury as he was rushed to the hospital with what we now know as head injuries.
I just feel bad that I even put him in that situation to have gotten hit. Um, it was tough to move on, you know, after that happened. Um, I heard some good news that he's doing well, he's recovering. But we all know I've gone through something very similar, and that's no fun. You never want to be put in any of those situations, but you also understand that this is a physical sport, it's a contact sport. And again, I just think of what I could have done to have not put Grant in that situation.
Waddle also had a lower body injury and didn't return either, although he was seen walking around on the sidelines during the game. He'll probably be back the next game. Miami really tried to force the screen passes and lateral throws instead of their normal deep big plays. It has been a new direction that the Dolphins have taken this season, and it has taken a lot of pressure off Tua, who had a very low amount of interceptions until this game. I must say though, it is back to the drawing board for the Dolphins coaching staff, because it was nowhere near the answer for this team in this matchup. The season is pretty much over for the Dolphins, who don't have a bad enough season for a high pick spot and are out of the playoffs. The worst place to be as a team. Let's just talk a little bit about Tua and the last two turnovers to make things clear. Both times it was trying to force the ball to Hill. First was a bad pass in the red zone. Completely Tua's fault, no question about that.
Plain and simple, just my fault. I gotta protect the ball. I gotta play better ball for our guys, especially in a situation where the team's counting on me to go and drive our offense down to potentially tie the game up, and that's not what I did. And that's not how you win games in this league. Very disappointed with how I played today, and with how I conducted myself on the field with our guys, with our team. I just need to be better in all aspects with that.
But the second was thrown very well and was ripped out of Hill's hands by Dingley. Yes, it was definitely his fault they lost this game, no question. But blame also has to be put on Tyreek, who has had a huge fall off this season after being voted the number one player in the NFL by players. Huge calls are coming in Miami, who have an insane amount of talent on this roster, to be missing the playoffs in the manner that they are.